In a great lake in an ancient forest, there lived a heron who had grown too old and too weak to catch fish the way he once had. He was hungry, he was desperate, and he was, underneath the hunger and the desperation, extremely clever. One morning, the other creatures of the lake found him sitting at the water's edge weeping, not catching fish, not eating, just sitting and weeping with great conviction. The crab swam up to him. "Uncle, what is wrong? Why aren't you eating? Why these tears?" The heron looked up with an expression of someone who has seen something terrible and cannot unsee it. "I have renounced the world, my child. I have taken a vow unto death. I cannot eat, not when I know what I know." "What do you know?" "I have heard from a reliable source," the heron said gravely, "that there will be no rain in this region for 12 years. This lake will dry up. Every creature in it will die." The crab told the fish told the tortoises told everyone else, and soon the entire lake was in a state of complete panic. They went back to the heron in a crowd. "Uncle, is there no way out?" The heron considered this for a long time. Then, reluctantly, he spoke. "Not far from here there is another lake, full of water, covered with lotus flowers. Even if there were no rain for 24 years, that lake would never dry up. If you trust me, I can carry you there." The creatures of the lake crowded around him. "Uncle, brother, me first, please!" And so the heron began his work. One by one, he took them in his beak and flew. Not to the lotus lake, but to a rock in the forest, where he ate them. When he returned, each time he delivered messages from their relatives. "They are happy there. The water is beautiful. They send their love." Day after day, the lake growing quieter, the heron growing fatter. One day the crab said to the heron, "Uncle, you took the fish first, but you and I were friends before them. Why have you not taken me?" The heron looked at the crab with genuine pleasure. A crab would make a delightful change. "Come then," he said. "Today I will take you." But the crab said, "I would like to see the view as we fly. Let me ride on your back rather than sit in your beak." The heron agreed, seeing no way a crab could escape from his back once they were in the air. They flew. And as they flew, the crab looked down at the landscape passing below him and saw the rock. And on the rock, he saw the bones. The skeletons of every fish and tortoise he had known since childhood. He understood immediately and completely what had happened. He tightened his claws around the heron's long neck. The heron felt it. "What are you doing? Where are you taking me?" the crab said quietly. The heron, who could not breathe and could not escape, and was beginning to understand that he had badly miscalculated this particular passenger, told the truth. The crab tightened his claws. He did not loosen them until they were back at the lake. The Panchatantra tells this story as a warning against trusting beautiful promises from those with obvious reasons to deceive. But what stays with me is the crab. Every other creature in the lake heard the same story and believed it because they wanted to believe it. The fear of drought made the lotus lake real. The panic made the heron into a savior. The crab heard the same story and stayed suspicious. Not because he was smarter, but because he was willing to sit with his discomfort rather than rush toward the comfort of a solution. He watched, he waited, And when his turn came, he made sure he could see where he was going. I'll leave you with one question today. What beautiful promise are you rushing toward that you haven't yet looked beneath for bones? This has been The Long Thread, Ancient Stories for the Present Moment. If this story stayed with you, follow the long thread and wake up to a new one tomorrow.